Traders in Anambra State, particularly in Onitsha, have disregarded Governor Chukwuma Soludo's directive to open markets on sit-at-home days. Despite threats of severe penalties for non-compliance, many traders cited safety concerns, with one trader saying, "Let him bring his children to the market." The order aims to revive economic activities disrupted by previous directives from groups like the Indigenous People of Biafra, popularly known as the IPOB. On Monday, the main market gates were opened, but most traders stayed away due to fears of hoodlum attacks, even with plain-clothed police officers on patrol. Many surrounding shops also remain closed, reflecting ongoing security concerns despite the government's efforts. So basically, the governor has come out to say, stop the sit-at-home order. Come out and participate, join in the community, open your markets and serve the public. But people have decided to disregard that order and stay at home due to the previous incidents of officers in the markets or any other place getting killed that disregard the sit-at-home order by the IPOB and other agencies. What do you think about this?
It's a very laughable one. Listen, if serious people know what to do, we are in a dire situation, and this grandstanding of government officials must stop or should be condemned. Even if they cannot stop, everybody that has an opportunity to speak to power should be able to say to power that people are drunken with power, not facing the needful, not doing the needful, but just want to make statements and make pronouncements here and there. We're talking of a DPO that just died, and as we speak, there is little or no clues to who killed him and what happened. Some people are still giving us different stories surrounding his death, and we're talking about telling the people to go to the market. And if you look, from your own report, let's not take any other report. Let's analyze your own report. Is it not laughable? It's not embarrassing that the security personnel that came to secure the market were on muftis? Why were they on mufti? Why were they on mufti? It is declared. You heard what happened in Anambra State a couple of days ago. Listen, whether we accept it or we do not accept it, this is the reality. There is terror in the land. There is tension everywhere. People are even disturbed, so scared to say, if this tension, what we should be praying for is that these terror groups that are pockets, that have made themselves as pockets of terror scattered all over the country in different regions, in the 6 geopolitical zones, where can be exempted of terror and tension. A couple of days ago in River State, secretariats were burned down. Who did that? We should be praying that these people do not galvanize themselves as a one united force. Yes, our security agencies have been run amok on a daily basis. Whether we accept it or not, we say, oh, crimes happen everywhere. To what end? The number of people that die in Nigeria cannot be compared to the number of people that die in Ukraine that is currently at war. And we sit down, fold our hands, and we make pronouncements at the comfort of our homes. I love what one of the traders said. Let his children come to the market. Let's be real. What have you put in place? What mechanism, what measures have you put in place that should give the people the confidence to say, let's go out there? We have seen what has happened to people that have dared to open the markets on the Monday before. What has the government been able to do to the prevention of this crime?
Since this has been happening, do you think the Governor Chukwuma Soludo is a very powerful person? I don't think there's anyone more powerful than the government or the Nigerian government. Do you think he knows how to get to these people, if he wants to?
You said something that I want to equally observe. The governor is powerful as written by paper and the grandstanding, as the Nigerian state puts it, with a convoy of 40 cars, sirens blowing here and there. Fine and good. In that direction, you could call it power, because that's what Africans celebrate. It can come and at will make somebody's life turn around by a veteran or a check. That's what you call power, fine and good. What we're talking about the situation in the country today. Nobody is more powerful than the government, so we are told. And we want to believe so as good citizens. But ask yourself, with the plethora of crime being committed, the terror in Zamfara, the terror in Maiduguri, the terror in Kano, the terror in Anambra, Imo and all, how then do you say the government is powerful when the people that perpetrate this terror are not scared of the government and they are carrying it out again and again, and they are going scot-free. Sometimes ago, a couple of months ago, if not a month plus, we had a notorious kingpin doing giveaways and coming out to tell the world that he is reducing the taxes of the people, of the farmers. And what has happened to that person? This is a country we have found ourselves, and the truth must be set to power. People can stay in the comfort of their homes, garaging around themselves a plethora of security officers. But does that make the state safe? Does that make other individuals safe? If it doesn't, then we should say it as it is. If it does, then we can make excuses. The reality on ground today is there is a crazy sit-at-home policy being observed in eastern Nigeria for more than a year now. And the federal government and the leaders of the East have not been able to see to it that this is killing economic life. We are at the ebb as a country when it comes to finances and our economic growth. And what has the government done, or what is the government doing? Government will come up with even more difficult, harsh policies that are not people-friendly, that are scary. And what are the excuses we want to make? The excuses cannot be overemphasized. The reality is government is failing as it is today. We should say it as it is. And until government sits up and does the needful, listen, we're talking about people that are still in captivity. The Chibok girls are still where they are. The forest is not outside Nigeria. These people are not spirits. And like we like to, what's it called, quote the infamous statement of the former head of state, Sani Abacha. He said, when terrorism lasts for more than a day, the hand of government is in it. And every day we begin to see one or two things that makes the hand of government seemingly look like it is in it. We saw the Kabir Sokoto inside the court, and we heard the confessions from him. We know what transpired. We've heard what has happened. What has happened from there? We are a country where we have been told, we've been given the list from an intelligence office, an organization like the Interpol, who told us that these are the sponsors of terrorists. They gave us names. The Nigerian government came out and said they won't come out and shame terrorists in public glare. Is that the country you're talking about to be serious about security? If the political class are not benefiting from the kind of problems and the quagmires the Nigerian populace are facing, if the high and mighty do not have a hand in all of this that is transpiring, what is there? We're talking about Israel fighting a country, and we were told that they sent ballistic missiles to underground bunkers. They send drones to underground bunkers. Then we cannot send drones that will be effective in the forest and open space. And you tell us the terrain is difficult. What makes the terrain difficult? Is it more difficult than underground bunkers? Bunkers that are dug under the mountains? What are we talking about as a people? We are not serious set of people. And we have leaders out that are failing, but we have followers who applaud these failures, who make excuses, and that is the reality that we find ourselves. And upon this trend, that is why we see what is happening. We look at situations where people make statements. After making statements, monies are shared, appropriated to one security agency or the other. Come on, for crying out loud. We've heard about a lot of racketeering everywhere when it comes to security. And at the end of the day, this is where we find ourselves. Come on, we're talking about a country that has the capacity of people spread abroad everywhere, doing ingeniously, making marks. Then that same country cannot stay in their own nation and galvanize and make a mark that will be worthwhile. Come on, we have to be serious. If we're not serious, we just keep on coming to make rhetorics and live by grace. Like us, we are living by grace. For me, I'm living by grace. I'm not living by the security programming of any man. So if the day it chooses that our own part of life ends, that's where it ends. If it's for government, to be candid with you, the government is doing absolutely little or nothing, and it is abysmally poor from every rating.